after 4 straight losses, including that home defeat to Manchester United. A comprehensive win over Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League has lifted spirits at Anfield. They travel to Brentford tomorrow. Well, let's get more. We can go live to Vinny O'Connor. And Vinny, we've seen Opta putting out a stat today that Liverpool have faced over 500 long balls this season, 20% of all passes against them. Does Slot feel teams have found the key then to unlocking his side, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's something that just is in isolation this season. I think it stretches back to last season as well, certainly the back end of last season. And you could even include the Merseyside derby at Goodison Park in terms of the problems that Liverpool have facing teams that are sitting deep and looking to hit them with long balls. But it's certainly been a contributing factor to those 4 defeats that they suffered after the cup victory over Southampton, of course, as you say, back on track in some ways against Eintracht Frankfurt. But when Arne Slot has highlighted the problems that Liverpool has faced, he's saying it's not a criticism of opposing managers and their tactics. It's more a compliment that they've been able to cause Liverpool such problems over a period of time now. And ultimately, I suppose, for the Liverpool manager, once again, it's about finding solutions to those problems.
People ask me, why was it difficult today? Then, if that is your question, I have to answer it. Why it's difficult? And the answer lies in the tactics of the other manager, which is a compliment to him. But why I didn't do that before? Because I was like, it's quite obvious that they all do it for a long time now, but I'm not 100% sure if every manager that we're going to face in the upcoming weeks knows this. But at a certain moment, it's so clear. Everybody does this. And even now, I've heard that when we played Frankfurt, there were talks between their staff and Glasner, who worked there, of course, and he explained them their way of playing, which is normal, that these things happen. So yeah, yes, we have to adjust, and that's what we've tried to do. That's also what I've told the players, and I can say this here as well. The last 2 times we faced a 5-4-1 against Palace and against United. We've created more chances than we did every single time we faced a 5-4-1 last season, low block. And the reason for that is that we've tried to adjust a few things in our playing style as well. And against Frankfurt, we again faced a 5-4-1, where I adjusted maybe even more.
And Vinny, question mark still over Mohamed Salah's form. 2 Premier League goals this season still. One of those was a penalty. How concerned is his manager?
I think the whole situation around Mo Salah is exaggerated because he's not been as productive as he has been in previous seasons, Joe. Yet we're seeing him still have a number of chances. I mean, they raised the question at him being 33 years of age and maybe is he on the decline? That's just not long after, of course, that he signed that new 2-year contract with Liverpool at the back end of last season. Of course, before that, he'd been in such great goal-scoring form for Liverpool as well. I mentioned the fact that he's had chances. We saw it again against Manchester United, a big chance at the weekend. And then against Eintracht Frankfurt, perhaps you saw a little bit of desperation from Mo Salah, having been left out of the starting lineup as he was in the Champions League against Galatasaray, but perhaps a little bit of desperation to score when maybe he should have played it square to Florian Wirtz, who would simply have had a tap in. But when it comes to Arne Slot and the situation around Mo Salah at the moment, he's certainly not worried about his form, and he believes that it won't be long before he clicks into gear once again.
I don't know if that's sharpness or not. It's so difficult for me to say why this is. I could come up with a few reasons, which I'm not sure if that is the reason, but I think in general in football, players miss chances. And Mo is a human being as well, so we're not used to him missing chances, let alone a few games in a row. But these things can happen. Mo has always scored his goal for our club. And the last thing I worry about is Mo starting to score goals again, because that's what he done his whole life, and that's what I expect him to do in the upcoming weeks and months for our club as well.
So it is Brentford tomorrow, Vinny, and Liverpool coming up against some familiar faces.
That's right, Joe. Of course, you look at Jordan Henderson and what a part he played in Liverpool's success under Jurgen Klopp, of course. In fact, 2 figures that have played a big part in Liverpool's success in their own special way, I suppose, over the last few years. When you look at Kevin Kelleher and his heroics in that League Cup final against Chelsea at Wembley, of course, as well. But back to Jordan Henderson, and remember, as the captain, lifting the Champions League, the Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup on 2 occasions as well. And on top of that, of course, the European Super Cup Cup winner and a World Club Cup winner as well. I mentioned Caoimh Kelleher and the part that he played in Liverpool's League Cup success, and so the both of them looking for regular first-team football back, I suppose, in the Premier League, and they're certainly getting that opportunity. And when we asked Arne Slot about the two former Liverpool players, of course, he had this to say.
He felt it was time for him to start playing, and he's shown that he's right, because he does really well. But although I haven't worked with him, we're also going to face Jordan Henderson, who, as I've been told, is the only Liverpool captain that lifted every trophy. 6 trophies. And I don't know if that's funny, but in Holland they cannot stop about talking how much Ajax is missing Jordan Henderson. So that tells you how important he was for Ajax and how important he's been for Liverpool and how important he now is for Brentford.
So they will face two former old boys, but they will go to Brentford without Alexander Isak. Well, potentially without Alexander Isak. He's a doubt, not surprisingly, given that groin injury he picked up against Eintracht Frankfurt. Liverpool will assess him, but Jeremy Frimpong definitely out, as is Alisson. Another one to be assessed, though, will be Ryan Gravenberch after twisting his ankle against Manchester United. Of course, he also missed out against Eintracht Frankfurt in the week.
OK, Vinny, for now, thank you very much. So yeah, Mo Salah's form, a big topic of conversation as Liverpool prepare for Brentford tomorrow night. On Sky Sports Fan Club this morning, Jay Bothroyd said he understands why Slot left Salah out of his starting 11 in midweek.
You've always got to update your resume. You can't live off the past. And at the end of the day, Wirtz, who played on the right-hand side, I know that it looked like more of like a 4-4-2, but he played on the right-hand side. He got 2 assists. Ekitake has been fantastic this season, scoring goals. And that goal during the week was, you know, a great goal. Gakpo, he's had a great start to the season. But when I look at Salah's overall, for the first 8 games of this season, everything is down, his numbers. So he's played 8 games. Last season, he played 8 games, played 616 minutes. Goals and assists was 10. Sprints was 148. And successful dribbles, this is the one that stands out to me, was 15. So this season, successful dribbles is 1. He's a winger. 1 dribble. Sprints, 109. So he's down pretty much 40 sprints. He's got assist and goals is 4. And he's played more minutes. So this is where you can't help but say Slot is right to take him out of the team right now because he's not performing. You know, he should be held at the same standards as everyone else in that squad. He is obviously a top player. His goals, you know, are unquestionable. But right now, his overall game to help Liverpool win games is not that good. And that's why he's been dropped.
Now, after Liverpool ended their 4-game losing streak in dominant fashion by smashing Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1 last night, the question is, are the champions back? Well, legendary former player and manager Sekeni Dalglish thinks so.
I think it was a great victory last night, and it won't do them any harm, will it? 5-1 up, great result away from home. And really, they started the season particularly well. Then had a wee bit, 4 defeats. By the way, it's a long way. It's a long way to go yet. So we never claimed the title last year. I don't think we got presented with it in October. And I don't think anybody's going to win the trophy this month. So we'll wait and see how the season goes. But I think there's a lot of players been signed. And I think there's 1 or 2 promising signs coming up now. Just a wee bit of concern about 1 or 2 injuries he pick up.
Yes, as Sekeni said there have been a few injury concerns, one of which is Alexander Isak. He was withdrawn last night with a groin injury, and that only adds to what has not been a great start for the striker. But Sekeni is backing him to come good.
He'll take his time. Everybody takes their time, aren't they? It's better to be there and try than not have been there at all. So I'm sure he'll come good in the end. Like the other signings, it takes a bit of time to settle down. There's 4 or 5 of them. When I came, it was only 1, and it was only me, so it didn't make any difference. The rest of them were good enough to take us on.
Well, with Isak struggling, Ugo Ekitake may be called on again. He scored against his old side to kick off the visitors' goal scoring and remains Liverpool's top scorer this season. Jamie O'Hara believes that the injury to Isak may be a blessing in disguise for Arne Slot, as he believes that Ekitake is the better player.
I wouldn't start Isak anyway. You know, I think it's getting to the point where, you know, you want Isak in your team. Of course you do. You've signed him. He's a big money player. Everyone's talking about it. He was the summer move. Ekitake is a better player. Ekitake has been absolutely brilliant since he's come in. He's quick, he's sharp, he's good on the ball, he's got confidence. I think Ekitake believes in himself that he's better than Isak. And for me, Arne Slot's got to start looking at it and saying, OK, he's here for the future, we know that. He's going to be a big player for us. But I'm going to hang my hat on Ekitake. He's got 7 goals. So he's flying. So maybe Isak's the one who needs to sit on the back burner for a minute. We've all been talking about, oh, when Isak comes in, Ekitake is going to go on the left, or we might be able to play him as a 2. But no, Ekitake is my main man. I'm starting him up front because he's scoring goals for me and he's doing the business.
Well, another major talking point for Liverpool is, of course, the form of Mohamed Salah. The winger has gone over a month now since he scored for Liverpool, and he was dropped last night, only being brought on when Dominic Szoboszlai had scored Liverpool's 5th. So, are the Egyptian king's best days behind him? King Kenny had this to say.
Mo Salah, the great Mo Salah, almost as popular with the Liverpool fans as Kenny Dalglish was. Again, not quite back to his best. Do you think that that's still to come this season?
Do you want to back against him improving? I don't.
Mo Salah should be playing most games and most minutes because he's just brilliant. We can't fall into the trap of, you know, the scrolling away. You know, oh, he's not done it for 2 seconds. Scroll away. Next one. No. Football is different. You give the man minutes, he's going to score goals because he's proven it. The track record, history is your friend in this situation. This guy will set you up goals, create for you, will score goals if you put him on the pitch. Okay. That's all you need to do with Mo Salah because of the time, because of his history. He should be playing, and every now and again, maybe rested, because, what is he, 33 going on 34 right now? Sometimes you will need a rest. Maybe not, you might not agree.
How can you say Liverpool are better without Salah? It's so difficult to say that. The numbers he's put up over the years, you know, have been astronomical. He isn't playing well at the minute. He's not playing well. He doesn't look at the races. He's snapping at shots, which normally he would slot. He should have passed one across for a tap-in last night. He's been greedy. It's a harsh question, that. I would say, at the moment, maybe, yeah.
He'll come good, Mo Salah. I think at the moment he's looking a little bit lost, but I think if he'd have started last night, we'd have still won the game sort of comfortably, and hopefully he would have got a goal. Well, maybe he would have got a goal, and that would have made him feel better. So you pick Mo Salah, you back Mo Salah. He's been Liverpool's best player in the last 10 years, in my opinion, and you saw what he offered last year. All that hasn't disappeared, and so I'd certainly rather have Mo Salah in it. And I think if you ask a few Brentford fans on here, do you want to see Salah in the team on Saturday or on the bench? They'd say on the bench.